Absolutely not. I, you know, I auditioned in 2013, which is the year that I finished high school, and I took a gap year. And I said to my dad, I want to focus on acting for this year. He said, okay, that's great. You like at the end of the year, you haven't whatever it is, then you've got to get a real job. You've got to go to uni. And so it was December 2013. My agent called and said, I said to my agent, I've got to stop. I've got to go get a real job. I've got to go to university. I've got to start paying rent. And my agent said, could you do this one last audition? And I said, I'll do one last audition. So I did the tape and I filmed it from my bedroom. I sent it off. And then a few days later, my agent called and said they wanted to do another audition. I said, yeah, okay, I'll do one last audition. I filmed another thing, tape, and sent it off. And they said they want you to do one last thing. I was like, oh. You know, they said they want you to just talk to camera and just talk. So I talked to camera, I told them who I was. And then my agent called back again and I said, listen, if you're going to ask, and she said, nope, they're flying you to LA tomorrow. You're going to be auditioning with Doug Cameron, Billy Stewart, Cameron Boyce. You're going to be there with Kenny Ortega and all the heads of Disney. And it all just happened quickly. So I was right about to quit. I was just on that last spot. I said, no, that's it. It's done for me. And out of nowhere, got Descendants. It just happened suddenly.
The bit that I really want to know about is how good was that I told you so moment for your dad with your dad?
Yeah, it was a good moment. He didn't believe it, and to be honest, I didn't really believe it either. I was just walking around Disney Studios like, there's no way, they must have got something wrong here. There's no way. But it was wild. It was so cool. It also wasn't a musical when I signed up for it. It wasn't a musical until like they told me like so we went to film 2014 in June or July, and in March or April they said, hey Mitch, by the way, it's a musical. And I was like, no. They said, could you sing? I said, no. They said, could you dance? I said, no. And they went, you'll be fine. And now I've done 3 movie musicals, or 4 if you count Let It Snow, you know. But hey, it worked out for the best, I guess.
So what